white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
If she has your DNA and it's in you, she's going to want to connect. And once she sees how magnificent and how powerful, and even this form that you did, this profound display of love, you know, in having this platform, I think it's going to blow her mind because, what you're doing here is not just selfish. You're using this situation to help other people find their way. And so even in that where, it's benefiting her, she'll be able to see this. This is part of her legacy. You're part of her legacy. But other people will be able to share in this and say, thank you, brother, because this podcast, this show saved my life.
No, we go to ground. You know when they go to ground. You know when they come around. If they wanna clown, then we gun them down. I'm war ready, was born ready, I'm more ready. I'm saying this now, making sure that the morgue ready. Yeah. We got some drop-offs, battle formation, I'm waiting for you to pop off. Right after you make your first move, get your rocks off. Next thing you'll head to the dirt. We are not soft. I took a loss, but nah, I ain't panicking. I be making moves, you staying still like a mannequin. Think you got the force, but shit, I'm feeling like Anakin. Hit the chick with the lightsaber, might save her. Doing moves tight major with light paper. And H-Town on them blades like an ice skater. Yeah, at that One West Passover. Sit down, take a seat to the class over. Far from sober, but I ain't puffing on Doja. Bartender, bring me tequila. Hold the soda, shit. Hold the ice too, flood it like a typhoon. We can get 6 shooters, 10 paces high noon. We had Player Street, all-star studded like it's all-star weekend with all my brothers. Ain't nobody fucking around with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gun them down for my niggas. Ain't nobody fucking around with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gun them down for my niggas. Die for my niggas. Make sure me and the squad solidify. I'm down to ride, go to war like I did the job. You niggas whores, I'm the bull, plus I've been a vibe. You can't feel me, unless you sip 100 proof. I got 100 soldiers with me, that's 200 boots. We get to stomping like a Kappa or a Q, but don't mistake me for no rapper. I'm the Jew, the streets cold, so I throw on the cover. You a bitch, don't get mad at me, get mad at your mother. Put my life on the line like I got me another, yeah, shit. It's like I'm on another level here. You second tier, I'm pulling guns, that's on Metal Gear. It's hell out here, but shit, I die heavenly. AK equipped with the drum, it holds 70. Twin revolvers, bucket you ducks like Yosemite. Yeah, I hear a lot of rappers puffing on their enemies. I don't smoke, but I drink their tears like it's Hennessy. Yeah, nigga, but it is what it is. Ain't no nicotine, but I is what this is. I just had a dream and I did what I did. And Philly bodies dropping every day where I live. So I don't even wanna hear about rappers. Heavy gut punch, knock the air out rappers. Ain't nobody fucking around with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gun them down for my niggas. Ain't nobody fucking around with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gun them down for my niggas. For my niggas. For my niggas. Alright. Ride for my, die for my, cry for my niggas.
Turns out you should never sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a much better way you could get paid a way bigger check without suing, without going to court, and without dealing with insurance directly. Not many people know this, but there's more than one way to get paid after an accident that doesn't involve court or insurance games. Here's the thing. Most people assume they know their options after an accident. Insurance or lawsuit. That's it. Pick one and deal with the consequences. But what if there was a third option? One that could get you more money than insurance and get it faster than court? Would you want to at least know if that's possible? If you've been in any car accident in the past year, even as a passenger, there's something you should know. Those two traditional options aren't your only choices. Let me break down why the traditional options don't work as well as people think. Insurance lowballs you. That's their job. Pay you as little as possible and move on. Most people accept it because they don't know there's a better way. Court takes forever. 12 to 18 months minimum. Thousands in upfront costs. No guarantee you'll win. Most people do it anyway because they think it's their only option for real money. But here's what's crazy.
Bust their head.
ODing on a beat, Narcan flow. Got my boots tied up on my feet in dark camo. Lifestyle not for Robin Leach, I'm more Mike Jones. They don't love me now, but they love when I'm on. I got demons in my face and they'll never leave me alone. I got brothers upstate, they just want to make it home. Tell them hold their head, tell them do it for the fam. While these faggot fuck boys out here doing for the gram. I just do it cause I can and I am who I is. One West warrior, my standard is big. I see shit differently, speak with efficiency. Shit, can't nobody get with me. Yeah, this how monsters ball. I mean, we could do it, get them Glocks involved. I mean, put you through it, let them shots ring off. I mean, get right to it, we ain't got that long. Still sipping plenty Henny straight with my dinner date. Pretty face and her pretty shape like a figure 8. I just wait, let her seal her fate, cause she feeling great. Not a race, but she finished first and I finished late. I don't really sleep, but I rest when I'm buried, yo. Bad Trini shorty cooking roti in the curry go. She just stood up on it, wind around like a merry-go. Got me on my terrio, ooh, kill it, there you go. I just really love it, she don't call me by my government. King Ty, oh, I'm King Kong when I'm up in it. Never on no sucker shit, I write with an oven mitt. I'm nice and you haters in my light, turn it up a bit. Yeah, this how monsters ball. I mean, we could do it, get them Glocks involved. I mean, put you through it, let them shots ring off. I mean, get right to it, we ain't got that long. Cause the killers and the gangsters and hoods that be dangerous. Trigger finger getting kinda itchy, feeling anxious. Get a little bitty with the pistol by her ankles. Have her paint the walls with your blood like a Van Gogh. You rappers calling, I'm bout my dough and my cake. I'm with controlling, I pay the toll and roll out of state. I coming back, I'm sipping off Patron to the face. The only thing I ask is for my dogs to be great. Throw the paper in the air, let it fall, ticker tape of a parade. Day that all of my soldiers getting paid. The sword and the pistol I keep when I carry it. 144,000 soldiers in the chariot. Yeah, this how monsters ball. I mean, we could do it, get them Glocks involved. I mean, put you through it, let them shots ring off. I mean, get right to it, we ain't got that long. Yeah, this how monsters do it. I be riding around the streets, blasting monsters music. One West, hold me down, you is not gon' move it. Go around, come around, hope you not that stupid. All I'm seeing people catching death in these streets. Lost souls of the ghetto, that's what's left in these streets. Young and 15, catching wreck like a beast, cause the strong keep it going, only rest for the weak. I don't really sleep, I keep one eye open. Stomping on these rappers on my feet, 5-4 shit. Any money bullshit, but I picked the 4-5. Hit them with the stick, have it lift them like a forklift. Yeah, this how monsters ball. I mean, we can do it, get them Glocks involved. I mean, put you through it, let them shots ring off. I mean, get right to it, we ain't got that long. Used to move the line up against quarterbacking like Donovan. Now I'm sipping Jonathan Walker, don't try to challenge him. You might get your lips all swole without collagen. Bro, you better slow your fucking roll, have some common sense. Point game match, settle scores if you wanted to. Big dog wrecking shit, I'm more like a Marmaduke. I'm more what you never saw before, I'm a monster. Roll up on you, then just get the shotgun like I'm Blanca. This ain't street fighting, it's about that gunplay. They be on the block back and forth, but it's one way. Battling for yards like it's Super Bowl Sunday. Trying to bring the chip home. Better get that big chrome.
Yo, shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. Let's clap it up for the brotherhood class. Tonight is the brotherhood class. I'm Preaching Officer Gakawan with the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And under Commanding General Yohana since 1969, we have been teaching the truth of these scriptures, man. We've been teaching the truth of the Bible. We've been teaching the true identity of Blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics, man. We teach the true identity day in and day out every time we come in here, man. And tonight is the brotherhood class, man. Tonight is the brotherhood class. So tonight we gonna hark on our culture. We gonna get in on our identity as always, man. We gonna get in on our heritage, man, and the heritage, other people's heritages as well. We gonna get in on other people's cultures, which we so easily gravitate towards, to which we so easily adopt, man. And these scriptures, man, it's gonna be this Bible, of course, is gonna be our main source. We got other sources I'm gonna bring in, man, but these scriptures, man, they tell us clearly who we are and the heritage and the culture we're supposed to be following, man. So with that being said, man, tonight's the brotherhood class, Tuesday. We have different classes Monday through Saturday. Monday is normally the history class. Today's Tuesday brotherhood class. Wednesday is the law class. Thursday, scripture breakdown with General Muhammad normally, or whoever's breaking down the scriptures. Friday is the Lashwan Quadas class, where we learn our native tongue. Learn native tongue every Friday. Y'all come through and holler at us on Fridays, man. Get some of your history in, man, with your native tongue, man. Get back to the true language, man, that we truly come from, man. So that's Friday. Saturday is the Sabbath class, man. We recognize the Sabbath on Saturdays, man. The Sabbath service, man. And you can come in and remember that Sabbath and keep it holy, man. The Sabbath is not on a Sunday. Like we have been told, man. The Sabbath is not on a Friday, which Islam tells you. Christianity tells you the Sabbath is on Sunday. It's not. Islam tells you that the Sabbath is on a Friday, which is not, man. Both cultures, Christianity and Islam, they have stolen the true culture of the Bible and they put a remix on it, man. So we gonna, we keep it straight scripture, man, and we keep it straight our culture, man. With recognizing the Sabbath and keeping it holy on the 6th day, not the 1st and not the 5th. So with that being said, man, tonight's class is on Islam, man. We're gonna break down Islam. We're gonna break down the origin of Ishmael and where Islam comes from. We're gonna break down the origin of Muhammad's story. We're gonna break down where he first started. So like I said, our main source, our primary source is normally the scriptures. Can one of y'all grab the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32? We're going to crank it up with that, man. We're going to crank it up with this scripture first, man. The secondary source we're going to be jumping into, man, I don't know if y'all are familiar with it, man. A brother by the name of Rudolph Windsor wrote the book From Babylon to Timbuktu. I know my brother know about that one, man. So I know you pretty familiar, man. So in that book, Rudolph Windsor, man, he broke down the origin of how Islam started, man. And he broke down like where it came from, when Muhammad was born, the origins of the Arab man, because Islam is an Arab religion. That's not your identity. That's not your culture, black man.
Right.
That's definitely not your culture, Hispanic man, and that's not your culture, Native Indian man.
Right.
So, brother by the name Rudolph Windsor, man. This is the book, man, From Babylon to Timbuktu, man. Y'all check that out. Y'all get that. You can get that on Amazon. You can get that. I think they might have the audio book. You can get they got AI that reads your books for you, man. So if you ain't got time to read these books, or if you ain't got time to get into any type of literature, man, get one of them apps, man. It's called a smartphone for a reason. Your smartphone is supposed to be smart for you, man. So get you one of them AI apps, man. They'll read the book for you, man. But yeah, grab this book, man. This is what we're gonna be reading out of tonight, man. We're gonna be reading a few pages out of this because it gives us the breakdown on where Muhammad got that bullshit, got that foolery from.
Oh God.
So the subject of the night is Islam is a lie, man. Islam is idolatry too. Muhammad, Allah, Islam, it's idol worship. So we're gonna start off with the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32, man. Our people, man, we are so lost and we are so confused on where we come from, because most of us, we don't know, we can't even trace back past our great grandparents. Most of us so lost on where we come from, we gravitate towards any and every culture, man. Niggas is worshiping rocks now. Niggas is getting crystals and shit, man. They howling at the moon and shit. Niggas doing yoga and shit. We looking for every identity that ain't ours, man. I mean, and it's I mean, it makes sense, man. It's like a fatherless child. Any child without a father is gonna look for an identity, man. If you ain't got your parents, you gonna try and figure out where you came from or who you are. So it's natural, man. I get it, man. So I mean, I hope people don't get mad or get upset, you know, with us getting in on the truth of this, man, because we're gonna break down like where this Islam bullshit, where this Islam trash comes from. It's not your culture, man. That's the Arab man's culture. That's right. Let me get the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. Oh, also too, can one of y'all grab Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 142? So John first.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Ye shall know the truth, man. Am I really your partner if I don't tell you we going out? Say we going out as partners, and you got a stain on your shirt, or you got some food in your teeth, you got sleep in your eye. Am I your partner if I don't tell you about that and I see it? If I see you in Shalom, Lord of Christ, I want Shalagi. Y'all about to see me Lord of Christ. But am I really your partner if we stepping out and I don't tell you that you got something in your teeth? Or if I don't tell you that your shirt got a hole in it, or your shoes got a scuff on it and you could have cleaned it before we went out, I really ain't your partner if I ain't telling you we rolling together, we outside, and I don't tell you about something that's going on, what you got going on. I'm really not your partner. So I wouldn't be your partner if I ain't tell you that what you're following is a lie, or the what you think is black culture, it's really not black culture. I wouldn't be your people's, or I wouldn't be your brother. I wouldn't be a real brother if I didn't tell you that what you was doing was false. So like what we gonna get into, man, read that one more time, Salaki, if you could.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32.
That's him.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So tonight, man, we're going to free our brothers and sisters, man, that are following that lie of Islam, man. We're going to be brothers tonight and kindly let you know that Islam is false. Oh, Sloggy, can I get the check? I guess we'll get some check-ins in, sir. Brother Vin, I think that's Tyreek, ain't it? Young man Tyreek in the building. Appreciate you for checking in, brother. Big halak, man. Shalom, Lord in Christ. What it do, brother? Man, good to see you in, man. Adawan, Shalom, Lord of Christ, sir. Appreciate you for checking in. So them check-ins, man. So we gonna let our peoples know, man, that's following that prison religion or that religion, that really ain't our identity. We gonna let them know, man, where this really comes from and who this religion is truly for, what this walk of life is about, and who it's for. Because it ain't for you, black man. I mean, the Arab, man, they were the first to have our people enslaved, unfortunately, man. So that's not only is it a slave religion, we gonna get into the script. The scriptures tell us it's a slave religion, and it's mighty ironic that the Arabs were the ones who they didn't start slavery. It was Egypt who started slavery, but it's mighty ironic that they took the slave baton and ran with it. They carried that torch on. So we're gonna get into that, man. You're gonna know the truth, man. So we're gonna kick the truth to you tonight. Can you read the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 142?
Come, sir.
What is the truth?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
That's what the truth is, man. That's the truth we gonna kick to you, and that's the truth that will set you free, black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man. This law is the truth. Shout out to the Ottawanian man in the building, man. Appreciate y'all. So this law is the truth. And that is our true culture. When we get back to our true culture, then we can come to life, man. Like our community, our people as a whole, man, we are in mourning out here, man. We are spiritually dead. We are spiritually incapacitated, man, because we are gravitating towards all these different identities that ain't ours, man. Islam ain't it, man. So let me get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. In these scriptures, man, what we've been teaching on the Commander General Yohana since 1969, we've been teaching that our identity is in the scriptures, man. We can prove it, man. You can't prove your identity through no Quran. You can't prove your identity through Muhammad. Muhammad ain't got no relation to you. You do not relate to Muhammad in the least of it. If you only knew the history on Muhammad and where he came from and how he even came about to the religion of Islam, you would see, black man, you don't have no relation to that. You're not like that has nothing to do with us, man. We find our identity in these scriptures. We find our culture in these scriptures, man. We got to get back to that, man. We got to get back to who we are.
Right.
So when you get the book of Deuteronomy not only tells you who you are, black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man, it tells you who your enemy is. And that's something we like to let our people know too. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. And the scriptures tell us clearly who our enemy is and what they did to us and how we're supposed to continue to move, man. Because we move nowadays and we try and be cool with everybody. We try and make friends with everybody. We try and collaborate with everybody. We try and connect with everybody. We try and be in everybody's community. And the scriptures, man, they tell us like who everybody is, man, and how we supposed to be moving. We supposed to be moving with Israel. The scriptures say, gather yourselves together. One nation of desire. So let me hear the book of Comic-Con. Deuteronomy. Yeah.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
Oh, Shalagi, 28 and verse 68.
Khan. Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right.
By the way thereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
See, these just tell us who we are, man. You can't find another piece of literature in the world or another piece of any type of information in the world that lines us up with who we are like the scriptures. These scriptures tell us like who we are. And this is prophecy that was 3,000 years ago that tells the prophecy told us that we were going to Egypt again in ships, man. What is Egypt? Egypt. Okay, yeah, there you go. There you go. The water, brother. Egypt is bondage, man. Egypt, I mean, you can look at the back of your dollar and see like where we are. Like, I mean, like when we read in the scriptures, it's a figurative Egypt, but it's also, I mean, it tells us like where we are as well. So we are in Egypt. It told us we would be brought back into Egypt on ships. You can't find no other group of people that was brought into slavery at this at that capacity on ships, like in history. Like a lot of people went into slavery. They like to say the Irishman went into slavery. They like to say, oh, these different people went into slavery. But you can't find a group of people that went into slavery at this capacity like our ancestors did with ships. And these scriptures, like they gave us the prophecy of what would happen to our people, man, if we did not follow this truth, man, if we did not follow the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, man, of our forefathers or our ancestors, man. So our identity is clearly in here. Salaki, sir. What you got? Come on.
To also emphasize that again.
Again.
Twofold thing you got to fulfill that again.
Khan, Adawan, Khan. Like Israel went into slavery into Egypt the first time for 400 years. We almost are living a direct parallel. There's nobody on the planet that meets that identity, dog. There's nobody on the planet that that has that same story or that happened to, man. That's how you know that that's us. And you can tell by like how our government, like they how they play it. They play it on purpose, like they don't know where we came from. They say we came from Africa, but they can't pinpoint what exact tribes we came from. They don't say that y'all came from this particular tribe. They call us African Americans. And Negro, that's asinine to say that you come from two countries. We're the only group of people on the planet that they characterize as coming from two countries. Over 50 to 60 countries in Africa, but they say we African American. They put the banana in the tail. They confuse us with that on purpose because they don't want you finding out who you actually are. They don't want the black man to find out he actually comes from the bloodline of Christ.
Right.
Imagine the Negroes out here, imagine the brothers that we see that are out here messed up on the street, the Jays, the drunkards out here, the cats selling dope to their partners, niggas on drugs, niggas polluting their mind with all different type of stuff. I used to be one of them, polluting their minds with all different type. Imagine if they knew they came from the bloodline of Christ. And imagine if they actually, because most people don't even think Christ is real, which is crazy. But imagine if they knew that Christ is real and they knew that they came from the bloodline of that. That would give us so much of a, I don't want to use this word because it's messed up, a pride. But I mean, pride, you know, the Most High hates pride. But that would give us a, I mean, I guess I could use pride. Salaki. I mean, I don't want to just use that in the wrong way, but that would give us an identity, man. Then we would know who we are. We would have, we would definitely have. I mean, I'll use pride. We would have that pride to know who we are. Then we wouldn't do a lot of the stuff that we were doing. We wouldn't be destroying our communities. We wouldn't be out here hurting each other. We wouldn't be out here showing the lack of brotherhood. Salaki.
Slack about make standard.
A standard. Then we would have a code of ethics. Then we would have a moral compass to live by. We would know that we it's not okay to do like the stuff that we doing in our communities, man. We out here, man, wilding out, man. And definitely my Muslim brothers think it's okay to sell dope to somebody that ain't Muslim. What kind of trash is that? What kind of bull crap is that, man? That's how you know. Yeah, we're gonna get into the idolatry, the idol worship in the lie of Islam, man.
I want to have a little bit more on this verse.
Oh yeah. Come.
And no man shall buy you.
No man shall buy you, man. We haven't been redeemed yet. Ain't nobody got us out of this captivity yet. And that's by design. Yeah, what you got?
If I may, Adawan, we were in chattel slavery. Others were enslaved, but they weren't property, such as we were property like animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were treated like animals too, man. I mean, we know the story, man. We know what happened to our people, man. They gator bait, the sex farms, the buck breaking, man. They screwed us up, man. And that's why man, the European nations gonna pay, man. When Christ comes back, man, he's coming back for recompense. He's coming back to do those people dirty that did his people dirty, because they didn't have to have that lack of mercy that they had on our people. They had a utter lack of mercy, and that wasn't, I mean, the Most High gave the prophecy that it would happen to our ancestors, but the way they did it, it was filthy. And that's why when Christ comes back, it says the bottom of his garment is going to be soaked with blood for the recompense that he's going to get back on, you know, the people that led us into captivity, man. So with that being said, that's a piece of our identity in these scriptures, man. That's a piece of our identity, man. That's how we know we are the children of Israel, and that these scriptures are our history book. These scriptures, not only our constitution, but these scriptures are our history, man. The whole Deuteronomy chapter 28, it literally tells us what will happen to our people if we break his laws. It's 15 verses that tells us how we'll be blessed if we follow them, but the rest of them, they tell us what's going to happen if we break them, man. And that's how serious it is to break the Most High's rules in his laws, man. He gave us 60 verses, man, and tell you, man, what will happen to you? You going into slavery. It will be chattel slavery. No one will redeem you. You will be a byword throughout the entire planet, man. And everywhere we go, we niggas. We still niggas, man. In every country. But can I get the book of Genesis chapter 22 and verse 2? We're gonna get into who Ishmael is, or the originator or the progenitor of the Arab man. And we're gonna get into who Jacob is, the progenitor of the Israelites. Genesis 22, it breaks it down. 22 and 2. And can one of y'all get the book of Genesis chapter 21, verse 9 through 12? Verse 9, we'll start there.
The book of Genesis, chapter 22, verse 2. And he said, take now thy son, thy only son, Isaac.
Hold on right there. So where it says, take thy son, thy only son. Anybody know how many children did Abraham have? Two. Not quite in the beginning. At one point he did. At one point he did. And this too, we need to jump into some Romans or some of that Galatians, because they be like, oh, in thy seed. Well, we can get to that later though, but they be like, it says like the seed, and like that's a very important term or whatever. I mean, you might know how many kids like in total, like Abraham had. He had 8. Oh, the water, sir. The water. Abraham had 8 kids. The only one we hear about is who? Literally, the only one we hear, but we only hear about one. I mean, we hear about Ishmael too. And the reason we hear about Ishmael is because of our brothers, man, that followed the Islam race. They bring up Ishmael. And the reason why they bring up Ishmael is because Ishmael's the oldest son. Normally in the Hebraic culture, when the culture of Hebrews, which is the same culture as Arabs, the Arab culture is exactly the same as Hebrew culture. It's exactly the same. Well, all right, so Slakia, not exactly the same, it's similar. Slakia. I don't want. The reason why similar is because they stole the culture they stole the Hebraic culture. They stole our culture, and they used that and they built upon that or whatever. So the Arab culture is super similar. So what Arabs think, or most of our brothers that follow Islam think, they think that since Ishmael was the oldest son, he gets the birthright. Because normally in Hebraic culture, the oldest son will get the birthright. That's in every culture. Most cultures, they steal from the Hebraic culture, man. And that's the beautiful thing of our people, man. We have been the standard, or we have set the tone across the planet, like since the beginning of time. In every culture, they follow it, whether it comes to codes of ethics, like laws and different civilizations, or even when it comes to like the culture of family, like how the firstborn son is normally supposed to get the birthright, the firstborn son is supposed to get the inheritance. That happens in America now today or whatever. Long story short, the Arabs, they keep Ishmael's name alive because he was the oldest son. They feel like he was supposed to get the birthright, or he got the birthright, and that's why they look at the blessing that he got in the scripture as him getting the birthright. But in that scripture you just read the first well, you can read all the way through, but read that first verse that you read again.
And he said, take now thy son, thy only son, Isaac.
The Most High said that Isaac was thy only son, but Abraham had 8 kids. So the only son that mattered to the Most High was Isaac. And that's who his covenant was given through. It went to Abraham. He made a covenant with Abraham. He made a covenant with Isaac as well. And then he made a covenant with Jacob. And Jacob, he's the progenitor of the 12 tribes. So it's a covenant with all 3 of them. I mean, it's all the same covenant or whatever, but he made a covenant with Isaac. So the way the Most High looks at it, as Isaac he's the only seed. And that's who's important. Ishmael is not important. He's the son of a bondwoman. and he's actually the son of faithlessness, because how unfortunately, well, I mean, Abraham had faith, and that's why the Most High looked at him as righteous. But they it's like they skipped the. I ain't gonna say they skipped it, but they basically I'm not gonna say they didn't have faith, because they had faith, but they overshot it because they thought that since they were so old that they weren't gonna have a seed. Sarah told Abraham to go into his bondwoman, which was Hagar, to have the son, because she knew the promise or whatever. She knew she was given the promise. She just didn't think that she was gonna have it at her age or whatever. So they kind of overstepped that, overshot it by even having Ishmael or whatever. But read the rest of that.
Come, come, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee of.
Okay. See, that's getting to where the Most High told Abraham to sacrifice his first son, well, his own, the son that mattered, the son of promise. He told him to sacrifice him. And I don't know if y'all familiar, but Isaac also was Yahushua before Yahushua came. But that's another class right there or whatever. But he told him to sacrifice his only son, and through his faith, he took him up on that mountain. It was about to do his son for that much faith. Could y'all imagine about to kill the son that the Most High promised you? Could you imagine about to kill him? You got to sacrifice him. You love your son, right? You love your daughter. I know you love your daughter. I'm pretty sure you got nephews. I know you, but you got little cousins, nieces. Imagine the Most High telling you, "Oh, you love me. Show me you love me, and sacrifice your son. Sacrifice your daughter." What kind of faith you would have to even try and do that or whatever. That's a different faith, man. That's why Abraham was looked at as righteous, because he had that faith that he was gonna be obedient, man. He was gonna follow the Most High's. He was gonna follow the Most High's will. He was gonna follow the Most High's word to the T, to where he was gonna sacrifice his only son, which is crazy. But that scripture, we just read that scripture to let us know, man, that the Most High only recognized one seed. He didn't recognize the other 7 kids. Abraham had 8 sons. I don't even think he had a daughter. I think he had 8 sons. It was all 8 sons. He had one with Hagar, which was Ishmael, the other one with Sarah, and then he had 6 with Keturah. Yeah. And they were all sons or whatever. But only one was what mattered. The only one was the Most High, was who the Most High made his promise with. And the Most High had a promise. You got Ishmael, who got blessed. And we're going to read, I think in the next scripture, what you got, I think is Genesis 21:9. That may not be there yet, but we're going to see, man, that Ishmael was blessed. He wasn't the son of promise, though, man. And it's a difference, man. Most people, they read that blessing and they see that Ishmael was blessed and all that, and they misinterpret that for the promise, and that's not the promise, man. So let me get that Genesis verse. Which one you got? 21:9. We'll read it up until 12.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son.
She was tripping on them, man. Hagar and Ishmael was tripping. They had the nerve to mock, or they was talking crazy about Sarah and Abraham and their son, because Hagar had the first son. So she's looking at it like, oh, I had the first son. Abraham, he's a Hebrew, so my son most certainly is gonna get the inheritance. My son most certainly is gonna be the son that basically will bear, the blessing of his father or whatever. But they mocking, they overstep their boundary. So they're like, yo, y'all gotta kick rocks. Like, kick this servant B up out of here. Kick Ishmael up out of here. And keep on going.
Come on, sir. For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir to my son with my son, even with Isaac.
He wasn't going to be the heir to the inheritance. He wasn't going to be the heir to Abraham's. He wasn't going. he wasn't gonna heir. He wasn't gonna be the heir to the inheritance of Abraham. She said, "Yo, yeah, y'all gotta go." Well, read it up to 12. Verse
Come, sir. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son.
He didn't want to kick out his firstborn. He didn't want to kick out, his who he had took in the wife. He didn't want to kick out his firstborn son because he loved his son. He was a reasonable brother. Why we not love his son? Like it came from his loins or whatever. He didn't want to kick him out. So he like, damn, I'm in a situation, man. I gotta like my wife is tripping on my firstborn son. What am I gonna do? So read verse 12.
And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee. Hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
In Isaac shall thy seed be called. He said, man, chill. It's all good, but don't worry about it. I know you're going to be hurt about it. You got to kick out your firstborn. But he said, listen to your wife. Kick this bondwoman, kick this slave concubine up out of there and get Ishmael up out of there, because I don't care about Ishmael. That's not who your seed is. Your seed will be called in Isaac. Right. That's who the Most High cared about, because that was his promise. That was the prophecy that was told to him. He told him that you will be the father of many nations, and through your seed, he will be the father of of many. And that seed was Isaac. It wasn't Ishmael, man. It wasn't the slave woman. So if we're gonna look at it, Ishmael was technically like the seed of a slave, right. And that seed is actually supposed to serve the house of Israel. So yeah, Most High, he verse 11. He basically said, kick that slave lady up out, kick that slave woman up out of there. That's not your seed. Don't worry about them. It's all good. And we know you love your son, but don't worry about him. The son you need to be worried about is Isaac. This is who the blessing is going to be in, or this is who my prophecy I told you it was going to be through, or whatever. So Isaac, as we said, was who the blessing of that seed would be in. Right. Let me get the book of Galatians, chapter 4 and verse 22. Because this reiterates that blessing and that prophecy of being the prophecy in Isaac and who his seed, or the prophecy of his seed, was going to be. Galatians is a good that's a good secondary scripture that you could get on on the prophecy of Abraham and Isaac.
Read out one.
Khan.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 22. For it is written that Abraham had two sons.
So normally when we see for it is written, that means we can find that anywhere in it doesn't necessarily mean the Old Testament, but for it is written, that means we can find it anywhere in the past in the scriptures.
Right.
So this is written somewhere else. So Galatians giving us a reiteration of what we can find in the past, which is the Old Testament. We can find that in Genesis. So for it is written,
the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman.
So it's kind of important that it makes a distinction between one child being born through a bondmaid, being born through a slave, and the other child being born through a free woman. That has an importance behind it. Keep on going.
Verse 23. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. But he of the free woman was by promise.
So one was born after the flesh, man. The flesh, as we can read in the scriptures, man, the flesh is always looked at as secondary, man. The one being born as a flesh, he's basically, Ishmael was a bastard, man. He had a father, but the Most High didn't recognize him, and he kicked him out, and Abraham had kicked him out. Abraham was his father, but he basically was a bastard child because he had to kick his wife out. Well, his wife, who was Hagar, had to kick her out, and his firstborn son. So that's what made Ishmael a bastard, man. Ishmael was a slave child. The other one was the child of promise, which was born by Sarah, who was a free woman. The free woman who bore Isaac, man, that was by the promise. Was it all on there? Did you read all 23?
Khan.
Okay. You can keep on going. Keep on going through, yeah. 20, we'll go 24 too as well.
Khan, the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 24. Which things are an allegory? For these are the two covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Agar. For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth Salakia to Jerusalem, which is now is and is in bondage with her children.
All right, so boom, Hagar. For this is Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia. So Arabia, that's where we get the Arab from, or that's why we call Arabs Arab, because they come from the Arabian Mountains, and that's where Ishmael basically that's where Ishmael went to live. And also, if you look up like the etymology of like Arab, the term Arab means mixed. Ishmael came from a mixed heritage. His mom was an African, and Abraham was a Hebrew. Abraham and Sarah, they were of the same kindred or whatever. So that's kind of another thing too. That's a little tidbit too that kind of solidifies that Ishmael ain't it, and where Ishmael comes from and his whole lineage that's not us. He comes from a mixed heritage with the Most High. Like, it's a law that we're supposed to, we're supposed to marry our own women. We're supposed to marry women from our own kindred. We're supposed to marry women cut from our own cloth. Hear that? But Ishmael came from a mixed kindred or whatever, and that's we can look up that. Yeah, when y'all get a chance, y'all just look up like the origin of the term Arab. It's like you can find like Arab or Arab, but long story short, it means mixed or mixed race, or what's the other word? It's definitely mixed race or whatever. But look that up. So long story short, that's another thing or another problem with just the line of Ishmael, man. He comes from not only a bondwoman, but he comes from a woman or a kindred that's not of ours. And we come from a pure kindred, and that's why that's another thing too. Like the Most High, he always commanded us to be with our own people, to marry our own sisters, marry, brothers, marry our own sisters, whatever, marry our own kindred. So that's another thing. You keep on reading too, Shalaki.
Verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
Which is the mother of us all.
That's right. So that's basically saying that we come from a free lineage, man. And Isaac is the seed of the promise. Ishmael got a promise. Ishmael got a blessing. We're gonna read that too as well. Can one of y'all go to Genesis chapter 17, verse 20 through 21? We're gonna see in that scripture how Ishmael got a blessing. He didn't get the promise, he got a blessing, and that's, if you talk to Muslims, they'd be like, well, in the scriptures it say that Ishmael's gonna be blessed and all that. Yeah, that's cool. The Most High, he heard the cries of Hagar, and he did bless her, because the Most High is merciful. He had mercy on Hagar, and he had mercy on Ishmael. So he did bless Ishmael, and he did bless him to be a father of many nations as well. He'll be a father of, I believe, like 12. Well, we'll read that in Genesis 17 or whatever. But he did bless him, but he wasn't the seed of promise, man. And that's where we draw the line, or that's where we got that fork in the road. That's where we go to our culture versus the culture of Islam, man.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into Genesis 17.
Khan, mm-hmm. The book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 20. Mm-hmm. And as for Ishmael,
right,
I have heard thee. Mm-hmm. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly.
So Ishmael, they fruitful. Yeah, everybody going to Dubai nowadays and shit. Everybody going to the what's that shit called? Arab Emirates. Everybody going out there and spending all that money. So they fruitful, in Saudi Arabia, they got the biggest oil, or they basically control like the oil game. Like all the petrodollar spends their money with Saudi Arabia right now. So Ishmael is exceedingly fruitful. Ishmael and the Arabs, they exceedingly abundant, and they deep as hell. They super deep. But that's a blessing. The Most High blessed them. And the only reason why we ain't blessed like that right now is because we ain't following the Most High's words.
Right.
Ishmael ain't never get the word or the law or the rules of the Most High. He got kicked out. So Ishmael, he living straight. Ishmael ain't, he could do whatever he want to do. They can do all the filth they want to do out there in Dubai, man. I'm sure. I don't know if y'all heard of the filth that goes on in Dubai, like how what's going on out there. But they can do everything they want to do over there. They didn't get the laws of the Most High. That would be us if we followed the Most High's rules, his laws, if we follow the statutes and commandments, man. We would be that. We would be the lenders and not the borrowers. We would be in control of the natural energy sources of the planet. We'll be in rulership and control of all of the wealth and the resources of the planet, man, if we just follow the Most High. But as we read in Deuteronomy 28, man, we kept on breaking those laws. We kept on breaking those rules. So the Most High had to curse us, man. That's why he sent us over here in ships. That's why we can find our identity. Unfortunately, we have to find our identity through curses, through punishments.
Right.
That is crazy. That is asinine. Like that's the only way we can figure out who we are, is by finding our consequences in these scriptures, man. And that's a whole nother conversation to have, man. That's crazy, man. If we could just come back to our identity, if we can get out of Islam, if we can get out of the lies of that, if we can get out of Buddhism, we can get out of Ifa and these crystal rocks and all that bullshit, all that crap, man. If we can get out of that, then we could find our identity in greatness, man. But right now we finding our identity, man, in the consequences, man. We finding our identity in the BS, man. And Ishmael is blessed. They exceedingly blessed right now. And we see that the Most High gave him that because he heard the cries of his mom, man. Heard the cries of Hagar, man. It was a sincere. So the Most High had mercy on Hagar and Ishmael. Where'd you stop at? You stopped at 20?
Khan. I'm not done.
Okay. I've heard bless thee and will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. That's talking about how deep they are, how big of a people they'll be, and the nation as a whole. I don't think it's talking about the blessing yet, but yeah, keep on going.
God, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget.
It's something about 12. It's like you're going.
God, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac.
That's a big but right there, man. He gave him the blessing. He said he would be fruitful. He said he would multiply exceedingly. But his covenant, his promise, the adoption is with Isaac. It's not with Ishmael, man.
Right.
It's not with Islam. It ain't with, that, man. We don't share no commonality with the Arab man. I don't even understand how we could even get into that type of I don't even understand how we can get into that type of a religion, man. That has nothing to do with us. We don't share, we don't relate to nothing with the Arab. So it's crazy or whatever. But keep on reading.
I'm
gonna read through it.
Which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
I think I'm gonna be it on it.
And he left off talking with him. And God went up from Abraham.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
But
yeah, his covenant, man, is with Isaac, man. His covenant is with the nation of Israel. His covenant is with blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics, man.
Right.
We keep on trying to tell our people who we are, man, according to these scriptures, man. We can find our identity in this. We can't find our identity in the Quran. We can't find who we are in that. We not in there, man. We in here, man. We are in the scriptures, man. You can find who we are according to countless scriptures. We see who we are in all throughout Deuteronomy, man. It gives us a whole that whole chapter, man. It speaks on our the blessings and the curses, man. But yeah, we see who we are, man, in Deuteronomy, man. If you could you get the book of Galatians, chapter 4 and verse 28? So the book of Galatians, is going to I think we just jumped out of Galatians 2. That also is going to give us another recap on what we see in Genesis. There's a few little few recaps, man, that we can find in the New Testament, man. The New Testament is nothing new about the New Testament. The New Testament is a whole bunch of it's a whole bunch of repetition. Everybody in the New Testament, they was reading scriptures,
Right.
and the scriptures they was reading is scriptures from the Torah, scriptures from the Old Testament. So mostly everything we find in the New Testament is not going to be new. It's going to be as it is written. It's going to be thus said, for something that was said like in the Old Testament. And this is another little regurgitation or another repetitive that we can find in the Old Testament. We can find this in Genesis. But Galatians chapter 4 and verse 28.
Okay, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise.
Mm-hmm.
But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit. Even so it is now.
He that was we're gonna have to read that again. But he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the promise or after the spirit. Well, let me get there back. Let's talk about how Ishmael persecuted Isaac, or like how we because like I said, man, the Arabs, they aren't the originators of slavery, but they sure did do a good job revamping like slavery up. Like they started the transatlantic slave trade. Like they was the main players in the transatlantic slave trade before the Europeans got in there. And that's another crazy thing. I don't understand how we can get into the Islam, man, because of the role or the part that the Arabs played, man. The Arabs, they sold us. Well, first, we were stolen by the Africans. The Africans played a part. But the Arabs, man, they crunk it up, man. They ones who showed the Europeans even how to get into slavery. They showed the Europeans the way of how to even keep a slave. They showed them the science on they showed them the whole, the playbook. They gave them the playbook of how to get that transatlantic slave trade going, man.
Right.
I don't even see how we can get into a religion that that the forefathers of that religion played that part in the slavery like they did. So I'm actually read that Galatians one more time, chapter 4 and verse Galatians chapter 4 and
28,
verse 20. Yeah, 28. That's right.
Come. This is the book of Galatians chapter 4, verse 28. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit, even so it is now.
Good night. Let's read chapter 30. Verse 30.
Come. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman.
That's heavy. That's on us there right there. You can go ahead and finish it out. We'll read verse 31.
Come. So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, but of the free.
That's you, black man.
Right.
That's you, Native Indian, man. That's you, Hispanic, man. We are children of the free, man. It makes a clear distinction of the bondwoman bearing Ishmael, which is a slave, a bastard child. And it gives a clear distinction of the child of promise, of the seed of promise, which was Isaac. And Isaac was a forefather of Israel, or Jacob. And that's where we come from, man. That's where we teach, man. We teach that the black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man, we come from Israel. We come from Jacob. What you got?
So, like, sir, if I may, in the world, we always taught that black people come from slaves and they stop there. But right here it say we are not the children of bondwomen.
Come on now.
But of the free.
Come on now. It's crazy how the Most High even twisted that around and turned that around on us, man, for not following him. Us not following his laws, man. He made us the bond. He made us a slave child. He made us come from slaves or whatever. We really supposed to be the seed of promise, man. We supposed to have that proud heritage. We supposed to come from the heritage of a royal priesthood. But unfortunately, man, the Most High will sit you down, man, when you get prideful. He'll sit you down when we get stiff necked, like they say, man, when we get hard headed, like like the scriptures say, man, when we don't follow His word, man. But this gives us a clear distinction, a clear a separation of who Ishmael is, who the Arab man is, and who Israel is, and who the or who the Israelites are.
If I may, other one.
What you got?
A lot of us know about the transatlantic slave trade,
Mm-hmm.
but as you're speaking as well with the Arabs, was the sub-Saharan slave trade where they went east toward the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea.
Want to say that one more time? You said
the sub-Saharan slave trade went so in the transatlantic, as we all know, went across the west this way towards the Atlantic Ocean. The sub-Saharan slave trade, they went east, but
because
also
it was going on the other side.
Congo.
It was going on both sides, man. It was definitely going on both sides.
And it's known as a sub-Saharan slave trade, which we're not really taught too much in schools.
And the crazy thing is, man, it's slavery going on in damn near sub-Saharan Africa right now. It's slavery, like it's real chattel slavery going on in Africa right now. Like the I don't know if y'all familiar with like the Libyan slave trade going on right now, man. Like what happened ever since Muammar Gaddafi got they did him filthy. They did him so filthy, man. The CIA ain't no joke, boy. It's Shalakia, man. Man, they did him filthy. They had his own people drive him around his own country, and they crucified that nigga on TV type shit. Like they showed that. I don't know if y'all remember this years back. They put that up like on TV. Like they put him on the front of a Jeep and drove that nigga around and whooped his ass all the way through his country. And the crazy thing was, like, he was showing this country love. He showed his people crazy love. Like they had it to where, man, you ain't have to. They wasn't paying for housing. They wasn't paying. It was free Medicare all throughout that mug. They had free all type of subsidy. They had all type of not stipends, but it was crazy or whatever because they had crazy like gold reserves, man. But man, they set it up, man, to where they made him look like a tyrant, or they had him looking like a dictator. And they cooled his shit, and they had his own people coup his country. They killed them, and now it's literally like chattel slavery going on over there, which is crazy or whatever. But yeah, it's chattel slavery, man. In China, they got a nice little hand over there too. They making money, which is crazy. So yeah, slavery did not just go on in the transatlantic. It didn't just go on from the Atlantic Ocean from the west coast of Africa to America. It was going on the other side as well, man. And also slavery didn't just come from Africa to America. When them damn devils came over to America, they took slaves from America and took them to Europe first. So when they say like the native Indian man doesn't share the same ancestry as us, or they don't share the same story, when they say the Taino Indian or the native Hispanics don't share the same culture as us, they ain't read back far enough because they went into slavery first. They went into slavery on ships as well, just like us, just to Europe. So we all share the same common ancestry, man. The prophecy will be fulfilled like every time, man. And it happened to them just like it happened to us or whatever. So it went over there first, man. If we look that up, Native Indian man went over there as well. Let's get into this book, man. I'm gonna pass it to one of y'all brothers. I'm gonna let y'all read. We gonna get into this from y'all. Check this out once again, man. Y'all get this book, man, From Babylon to Timbuktu. This is a dope read. Like I said, if you don't like reading, if you got a problem with actually reading real books or whatever, download that AI app and get you a Speechify. Speechify's one. That's straight or whatever. They got the audio books. Or you can find your audio book on this or whatever if you don't, But find this book, man. Get it on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. I think you can find it for less than $20 or whatever. This gives us a dope outlook on the history of our ancestors. It gives us a dope outlook on the history of the Hebrews. It gives us a dope outlook on the history of the Arabs. It gives us a dope outlook on the history of a lot of these African nations, who they became, They're intermingling and their dealings with each other, man. So from Babylon to Timbuktu is pretty dope. I'm gonna give this to one of y'all, man. We're gonna start at page, I think, like 45. And we're just gonna read where Islam came from. Where did Muhammad get Islam? When was Muhammad born? What's his background? How did he even come up with the ideas or the different things that they do in Islam? Like, I'm pretty sure y'all heard of Ramadan. Has y'all heard of what else they got going on? They got the Ramadan. Their Sabbath is a Friday. We'll read that in there where they got that from. But long story short, we're gonna get into like how like a lot of their major points or things that they do, where they got it from, when it started, and how it came about. But Babylon Timbuktu, from Babylon to Timbuktu, is a dope read, man, and gives a good understanding, man, on where Islam came from and where the Hebrews came from as well. Start on page 45. I probably should and right here, this is Rudolph Windsor. He is the author. There's a beginning of that page. Start with when Muhammad was born. It might be like the
Khan.
Okay. The water, brother. Let's start there. When Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still. We gonna see what the Arabs was doing before Muhammad. There's a lot of people like to, they like to think that the Arabs they always followed Islam, but Muhammad was born in 570 AD. Like that's 400 or 500 years after Christ.
Right.
So we're gonna see where Islam came from.
The book of Babylon, Timbuktu. From Babylon to Timbuktu.
Mm-hmm.
When Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping the sun.
Good night.
Stars.
Good night.
Spirits and idols.
That sound like the Romans. That sound like them Africans that got the plates in their lips that sound like y'all crystal motherfuckers that be howling at the moon and all that. But yeah, keep on going.
Khan.
Mm-hmm.
The Arabs possessed 360 idols.
Good night.
One for each day of the year.
So the Arabs were pagan worshipers.
Right.
The Arabs were polytheists. That
right.
means they believed in many gods. They believed in many powers. They were heathens. they didn't believe in, before Muhammad, they didn't believe in one God. They didn't believe that Allah was, the only God. That didn't come. We're gonna see when that came about, because in the next page or next few chapters, we see where Allah is one and where that comes from. That comes from the scriptures, man. That comes from the Hebrews. That comes from the children of Israel. And Muhammad had some close dealings with the children of Israel of his time. He had some close dealings with the Hebrews of his time. He had some close dealings with the Israelites. You keep on going. They were pagan worshipers.
Khan. Muhammad was born 570 AD.
Good night.
4 years after the death of Emperor Justinian. Slovakia.
Emperor Justinian. That's where where they say Justinian, he's known for where civil law comes from, so-called civil law. But civil law comes from our laws. That's how you treat people civilly, and how they say that he's the one who came up with the moral compass in Rome or whatever, but they got that from the Israelites as well.
Right.
We can prove that too as well, whatever. But yeah, it's 4 years after that. This is almost the 6th century is when Muhammad was born. So Islam ain't that old of a religion. You can keep on going.
Khan. This is page 45, the third paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
He was descended from the tribe of Quraysh and the family of Hashem.
Mm-hmm.
His mentality was prodigious. In his youth, he was never taught to read or write, but his imagination was superlative.
So Muhammad was illiterate. He had a crazy imagination. Maybe that his imagination is where he said he spoke with that angel and he got all this revelation and he got all this word from. Yeah, how about Shimmy Ashab Brakatah? What it do? What it do? Shalom. My brother. But yeah, Muhammad was clearly illiterate. He was born 600 years after Christ. And as the brother wrote, Islam, as we know it today, was not even around when Muhammad was born. Islam wasn't around until 600 years after Christ, which is crazy. The Arabs were they were practicing polytheism. They was practicing the belief in multiple gods. These niggas they was practicing the same shit that the Romans was practicing. They was worshiping damn near the same gods that the Romans was worshiping, just with different names. They was howling at the moon. They probably had them stupid rocks and them stupid crystals that niggas be that cats be, you know, believing in and praying to and sitting out in the sun so you can charge it up. That's foolishness. Stop doing that stupid junk. Right. Putting them stupid rocks outside. It's not getting charged up by the sun. They ain't doing that. But that's what the Arabs was doing before Muhammad was even born. But that's the same as the Greeks and the Romans. You keep on reading. You keep on going through it.
Khan. Muhammad was an extraordinarily handsome man and eloquent in motivating men with the power of words.
So he was smooth, man. Like a lot of people, they gravitated towards his teachings and gravitated towards his ideology because he was smooth. You know, he captured a lot of people. He was captivating, so people would listen. And you know, like orators, like people, they like what he was saying. It sounded good, and that's how he was able to attract, or how he was able to sway and fool a lot of people into believing into Islam or whatever, because he could speak well. Can you go to the chapter where it says after Muhammad became a camel driver? I think that's you still on page 45.
Khan. It's page 45.
Khan.
After Muhammad became a camel driver, he traveled to remote and intriguing lands.
That nigga Muhammad was a taxi driver. That nigga was just like the taxi drivers you got in New York. He was driving the just like most Arabs. You from up north, the irony in that, dog. Like, this is crazy, bro. They just following their forefathers. That ain't you, black man. That ain't you, Hispanic man. Get up out that Islam, man. But yeah, he was a taxi driver. He was a holy moly donut shop taxi driving motherfucker. So like,
Salaki, sir, it's really heavy. You're bringing that out, and it just goes to show, like, the people in the Bible, in the book, they never change their nature. Even if they don't remember who they are, they act and they are the same.
It's going to be in there, man. You are who your father is, man. Just like we are who our father is. That's why you see how the black man is in society, man. And we the salt of the earth, man. We bring the flavor to society in every area. We are who our fathers are. Our fathers were the salt of the earth, man. That's how we know we ain't the holy moly donut shop taxi driver that Ishmael was or whatever. But long story short, Muhammad, he was a camel driver. He got around. We'll see how he even came into contact with the Israelites. Keep on hitting.
Khan. He led caravans to Persia, Syria, and Egypt.
So he was in motion, man. He was moving, man. He was traveling across a lot of different places, man. So he traveling and moving across a lot of different places. You're coming into contact with a lot of different people. You're coming into contact with a lot of different cultures. Almost like the Silk Road, or like in different in moving or whatever. You come across a lot of different people, man. So that's what he did as a camel driver. He met a lot of different types of cultures.
Khan. Transacting business with merchants of every kind.
Every kind.
On his business trips, he met with Jews, Christians, and members of other sects. He interrogated them concerning the tenets of their religions.
So it's about 600 AD. Muhammad was in motion. He came in contact with Jews. He came in contact with Christians. And he came in contact with members of all other sects. So right here, we see that there was a difference between the Jews and the Christians, even in 600 AD.
Right.
That's crazy right there. It was a clear distinction, man. So with that, that clear distinction, I mean, if Muhammad could tell it was a difference or whatever, you could, there was a difference in the culture or whatever. So the Jews, they kept probably the culture of the Bible, and the Christians of that time, they probably didn't keep the culture of the Bible. Salaki. if I may. But like it was a clear distinction in the two. So he came into contact with these different groups or whatever. What else? You keep on going.
Khan. He frequented the environment of the Jews and their rabbis, mostly because they were merchants and omnipresent ethnic groups. Because he could not read or write, his ears were attentive and keen to everything that the Jews related to him.
Brother couldn't read or write, man, but he heard them stories. He heard he heard the conversations that the Jews was giving. They was kicking knowledge to him. They was kicking wisdom to him, or he would hear them kicking wisdom and knowledge to each other. So he listening because he can't read. So he got to pick up that. He got to pick up what he can learn from somewhere. So like them brothers, listening to other brothers talk. I mean, any wise man, you got two ears and one mouth for a reason. You need to listen. We all need to listen more than we need to be speaking or whatever. Right. So he peeping game and picking up game or whatever. You're a fly on the wall. He's seeing how the Jews moving. He's seeing what they talking about. He's catching the culture and he's peeping the culture and he's rocking with it. He's rocking with the culture they kicking. And, he's like, yo, damn, these brothers right here, man, this is something I've never experienced. I need this. I need to get some more of that. I need to see what's going on. So he's picking up the game. Keep on. You got it up.
Khan. Muhammad learned and extracted much from the Jewish religion and compounded it with his new religion, Islam.
So he peeping game. He's picking up game. He's picking up the wisdom. He's listening to what the brothers are saying. But he wants to start his own thing. He like, yo, I want to be the king of my castle. I want to start my own belief. And through my own belief, my belief has to have some principle tenets, or my belief has to have some foundational core principles. So with that, he had an affinity for the Jews, so he used their principle core values, and that's what he used to start Islam. That's the principal core values. That's how we know that Islam comes from the Israelites or whatever, because a lot of the core, it's not exactly the same, but a lot of the core values come from the scriptures. And that's why even in the Quran, man, the Quran shots out and gives major love to the scriptures. It shots out and gives major love to Abraham. It shots out and gives major love to the children of Israel.
Right.
I don't have none of the surahs or nothing like that, but if we read some of the surahs, it says to listen to the prophets of Israel.
Right.
In the Quran. Right. Which is like, so anybody who even follows Islam, like when you see those scriptures in your book, like that should tell you right there that, I mean, you're supposed to drop that and get on with the foundation of what your belief is built off of, whatever. But right. I don't have the particular surahs right now, but you can find those surahs in there. It says they basically revere and they basically says like to listen to the prophets of Israel. But you got.
Oh, so like I was just gonna say, why read that? They say you read about
nigga, like it's crazy. Man, a lot of these cats in Islam, it's a difference between black NOI and the FOI than Sunni Muslims and the Muslims, the traditional. It's a large difference. Like if you can even tell, I got you. Like you can even tell, like with the NOI and the FOI, they shave, they're clean shaven. That's not in the Quran, yo. Like, oh, Salaki, what y'all got? I know it sounds like something good.
Nah, he probably about to say what I'm about to say, but it's similar to these so-called Israelite groups that they'll sit up here and come to UPK to get the truth.
Good night.
But it's up here like, well, why are you in your group coming to us learning the truth? You know what I'm saying? Just to stay in y'all little group. Just go ahead and get down.
Right. What are we doing?
Right.
One, that's a lack of brotherhood.
Right.
That's a lack of discipline. And that's just a lack of humility. Everybody got egos and pride. That's a lack of humility for sure. Everybody wants to be, it's too many chiefs out here. Everybody wants to be a chief.
Right.
And that's their problem. Niggas don't want to cats don't want to get under rank and order. They don't want to follow rules. They don't want to get under the true banner because everybody wants to be the chief. Too many chiefs in the tribe. Salaki, sir.
No sweat. Salaki, if I may. The water. That's half of what I was gonna say.
Oh, good night.
He right there on it, halfway. But the first half, what I was gonna make a mention to is the reason for Islam is not for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the first place.
Oh, God.
It's for Ishmael. That's why they have that. That is for them.
That's it.
That is for them by them. So why would we then go take their book when their book is pointing back to us as the authority?
Negro.
Right?
That's
So
crazy.
let them have that and let us live in that authority.
Con out of one con.
So then you can say it's just like the fake groups and everything.
Con out of one con.
Con.
Con out of one
That's
con.
all I had. Salaki.
That ain't your culture, black man. That ain't your
Not
culture.
us.
I don't know too many Hispanic Islam, Nation of Islam, but that ain't your culture, Negro. Salaki, sir. Yes, sir.
And Salakia, if I could, very heavy points that you're making. And Salakia, I don't know if you had said this before, is that how the Islam culture is not your culture. You understand? For instance, so-called black Muslims cannot go into the gas station
Good night.
and see another Arab and salute them in their language.
Hey, what it do, brother?
They can't do that. They can't do that. I've asked a black Muslim. I say, hey, what happens when you go to them and you say Assalamu alaikum? And he says they're going to look at you like you're funny. They're not even, matter of fact, they're not going to recognize you.
Heavy.
They're not
Yes,
going to
sir.
salute you. Why? Because that is not your language. That is not your culture.
Heavy. Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
not
sir.
your culture. You understand? And the interesting thing is, as Rai was saying, you know, we keep attaching ourselves to these. That says because we're always trying to find something to identify.
Yes, sir.
We're always trying to find
Christ, yes, sir.
something to say that this is us.
Come on, sir.
And saying really essentially trying to find ourselves, to know ourselves. You understand? That's why we're always attaching ourselves to things that we don't belong to.
Come on.
Because they just seem something like it's an ounce of us. You understand? But if only we knew that this Bible is us,
Yes,
it's
sir.
for us, and it's by us.
Yes, sir.
You understand? That is what's so special about the ISUPK. You understand? Breaking down these scriptures and teaching our people what they never learned in church.
Yes, sir.
Teaching our people what they have not been taught for years and for generations. You understand? So very heavy class, very well
Come
done.
on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's clap that up, man. That's a heavy point right there, man. It's unfortunate, like our people, we so lost and we're so broken. We go to a regurgitated culture or a regurgitated doctrine to get our doctrine when that doctrine is saying that your doctrine is the way. That is crazy, man. That's asinine. It's almost like it's like using MSG when you can just use salt. Because MSG, it tastes like salt. It ain't salt, but that ain't like that. Common Salaki, man. Yeah, we do use that. Yeah, we do use that, man. Stop using the MSG, but Salaki. But yeah, it's like we go into it's like a chewed up and spit out culture when we could just go and go to the root and get the food, man. You know, get our nourishment, man, from the source. But we going and getting it from a secondary source, man, which is crazy, man. That ain't us, man. That ain't us at all. That was a heavy point, man. Like going into the gas station, you can't even salute them brothers, man. Well, not even them brothers. You can't even salute them damn them heathens, because they ain't rocking with you, man. Because they know that you are not the same. Right. Another thing too is we definitely not the same. But not only does their religion come from our religion, their language comes from our language. The Arabic language is a bastardized Hebrew language. When you look at how they say Assalamu alaikum, that means peace be with you. They're saying shalom in there. Assalam is really shalom, but assalamu alaikum or walaikum assalam, salam is shalom, and that comes from the Hebrew peace. So they saying the Hebrew, they stole it from us. They ain't steal it from us, but it's basically like they are little cousins. Technically, well, they are little brother or whatever, and like everything from their culture, whether it comes from their belief system, their religions, their language, the culture and how they carry themselves, it comes from us anyway, man. So we can just get back to these scriptures, man. We can get back to who we truly are. We can get back to how we're supposed to be moving, then we can truly like stop having to go into their gas stations. Maybe we could start following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Then we could have the gas stations. Then we can have. Then maybe one day we might dig in our land and we might see a oil pop up or something like that. Now they got to buy from us from oil. Then they wouldn't be in control of the world's energy sources. All we gotta do is, man, get back to these laws, these statutes and commandments, man. But yeah, I digress on that. Let's keep on reading, man. With about old Muhammad, man, and them stinky Arabs, man. Salaki.
Khan. This is page 46 from Babylon to Timbuktu.
Matter of fact, I might have you skip 46 and go to page 48 if you could, Salaki. So we got we can check this off. We got that Muhammad, he was born in 570 that's 600 years after Christ. So we know at least the Islamic faith came 600 years after Christ. We got that. Muhammad was a cab driver. Well, a camel driver, Shalaki. He was a camel driver. We got that he also was illiterate and had a great imagination. This is a quick recap. We got that he also learned mostly everything that he knows from the Jews of that time because he had an affinity for them. So he got up under the Jews and he started learning. He started taking his notes and he started basically getting the game from the Jews. So just so we got a recap. We know what Muhammad, his started or how he started out and where he got mostly everything that he knows and how he the foundational points of Islam came about. But if you could go to page 48, and if you could start at where does it say the Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles?
Khan. Islam and Judaism. The Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion.
Good night.
First of all, the basic idea of monotheism, which is the belief in one God.
Right.
The Jewish confession of the unity of God is Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Ehad.
Okay.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
So Muhammad and the Arabs, they never believed in a single God. They were never monotheists. They were always polytheists. They believed in many gods. They was worshiping stars. They was worshiping the moon. They was worshiping the sun. How Muhammad came to even come into it being one God and a monotheist type of understanding was by studying the Jews, studying the Israelites of that time. So how he even came to even know that or that Allah is one, he got that from us. It's a regurgitation, man. He's getting he's chewing it up and spitting it out. He's getting what came from our people. Man, he's getting the crumbs, the water, sir. He got the crumbs off of the table, and he built his foundation. He built his cake off of the crumbs that we gave him. So, Salaki, what you got?
Salaki, sir, I was going to say, so a lot of the time, the salute that was like how we have a salute now, there was like an older salute back then that was just like part of, just the commandments, like Allah Hayakad, like that part was one that, so he probably heard that all the time when he would see brothers, like, doing business, they haven't seen each other in a while.
Khan. So it's another book that y'all should get. Lost Tribes and Promised Land. Lost Tribes and Promised Land. I forget the author of that. It speaks about how colonists came over to America and how we can prove that the native Indians are also Israelites and where we get the 12 tribe charts from and how we can prove it. You can prove it. That's another source you can prove it in as well. Find that book, Lost Tribes and Promised Land. Because when the colonizers and those, them devils came over here to colonize America, what they heard the natives of America saying was the Alanaya, the Shema Yasha Alanawa. They heard that, and that was a salute. It's basically, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one, and that was like a salute. And they heard the natives here saying that, and that's how they could Slag, if I'm butchering it, I might be butchering it. I mean, I might be butchering the Hebrew. It's a lot, but I know what it means. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. I can say it in English because I'm colonized, Slag. But hey, to hell with the white man because he's the devil the Bible speaks of. But it's the Shema Yashala, Alanaya, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Akkad. I probably butchered that. But it basically means, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. And that was a salute that the natives of this land were doing. And the colonizers that came over here, they heard them say that. They heard them speaking in Hebrew, like when they first came over here. Like even Christopher Colombo, he was a damn a Jew of that fake Jew. Well, he came from them too as well. When he came over here, they say their journals or whatever, and he knew when he came over here that he had they say that he had a Hebrew interpreter when he came over here to interpret the natives of the land or whatever. So they knew when they came over here they were Hebrew speaking people because they had Hebrew interpreters with them. Slaki, what you guys says?
I was going to say this class is bringing in the point of I like how you referring back to history, but I feel like a lot of times our generation and our parents' generation was focused more on Malcolm X and that civil rights period.
Okay.
Our generation was focused on Malcolm X and that civil rights period, and his competitor was Martin Luther King Jr., which was a Christian. And I just want to point out, like, as we see, like, Islam or, people of that religion is always out in the street. So I feel like our Black people tend to gravitate more, but we are also out there, food drives, clothing drives, and things of that nature. And that information didn't get out as much, but the agenda was to take us away from the truth.
Right.
So I just wanted to bring that information up, that maybe that's why people were gravitating towards Islam due to that heavy civil rights period.
Right. That's happy right there. Get that up. That's happy right there. Now it is a big attraction and a big I would say an affinity for Islam as well. A lot of and even today, I know everybody done seen that Malcolm X movie with Denzel, right? Right. I'm glad you even brought that up, man. And that movie, I guess for our generation and a lot of the younger generation, is a reason why we think that Islam is the pro-Black religion. That's the religion we need to be getting with. That's the religion where strong brothers and what the nigga Kanye the song no one man can have all that power. That comes from that movie. No one man can have all that power. That's when the devil he seen Denzel do that number, and then all the damn Islam dudes turned around. They started marching. God dang. That's where that no one man can have all that power. So it's looked at as that's where the strong Black brothers are. That's where our community is supposed to be. That's where the pro-Black people are supposed to be because of that movie, man. And that's not, unfortunately, yeah, just by us, like, that's what they put in our face. That's why we think that's where we're supposed to be going, man. But Islam is most certainly a lie, and it's most certainly idol worship.
Right.
Yeah, but Slaki, what you got, Adawan?
It's like I made a very heavy point that you're bringing out. So exactly with what Officer Hadar brought out, as far as you being a Black man and being Islamic, how the respect isn't given and everything. You watch Malcolm X, and that shows you right now that you're still fighting to be a second-class citizen in that religion. So just how sister just brought up the battle between MLK and Malcolm X, it was still the same battle. They were both battling to be second-class citizens. So whether you're following MLK, you're battling to be a second-class citizens here in the States. Whether you're battling Malcolm X, because in that movie, you can see that when he goes over there to do his first journey of the Mecca, he is imprisoned and held and told, stand down. Because he's not respected. You know what I'm saying? So over there in the movie, it shows you that you're still second-class citizen when you go over there.
Khan, I don't want Khan. What you got, man? Heavy point right there. Super heavy.
You see how he can get on TV and be in the newspaper and say, "Oh, we the Muslims and all that," but they're not gonna let us go on TV and say we the real Jews or the Israelites.
Man,
They're not gonna put us on no
TV. Man, get that ahead right there. Come on. They gonna sit your behind down and make you do an apology, man. They gonna fine you, man. You gonna be Kyrie Irving out here, man. Or you gonna be Kanye. They gonna make it seem crazy, man, when you say that you're the true Jew. They gonna call you anti-Semite, right? Anti-Semitism, and that term came about in damn near World War II. There's been a term to demonize everyone that would say anything in opposition to the state of Israel. Man, they'll sit your behind down, man, talking about you are who you really are, whatever. Yeah, they ain't going for that, man. They either shut it up, they're gonna silence it, or they're gonna make you seem crazy. Right. They're definitely not gonna allow you to be on TV like they allow like a Malcolm on TV. But I mean, like I don't want to say it, man. We was battling to be second-class citizens in that time. We wasn't battling to be who we truly are, to get in our true a seat, like a rulership, who we truly supposed to be. You know, we wasn't battling to be to get our true identity back. We wasn't, you know. But yeah, man, that's heavy points. Appreciate y'all, man. That's super heavy points. Yeah, the Malcolm X movie was diabolical. Yeah, come on.
So if I may just bring out a couple of comments. We have the sister that says true and the prisons. And also young man Vincent talks about like Nick Cannon.
Good
about how he gets on there and got canceled.
Good night. Yeah, they did Nick Cannon filthy. Man, right. He got on there with I met him a few times, Professor Griff, man. Right. He started talking about us being the real Jews, man. They made Nick Cannon seem crazy. They cut his TV show off, wilding out, had to take a break. Like they did him filthy. He had to sit down with a rabbi and recant everything he said, saying that ain't. They always make you sit down with one of them damn devils to say that you were foolish or you a lie. You have to recant everything you said, man. And what sister said about the jails, we're gonna get in on the jails, man. That Islam is a jailhouse religion. It's like what you got?
It's like just to wrap that up, just like Adawan says, is you can be called everything but a child of God.
Come on now, the water, Adawan. the water, man. You can, man. Just like well, like I want to get back on what the comment said about the jail thing, man. Right. That's where most of our brothers even adopt. Like we adopt Islam in other ways, but most of our brothers adopt Islam in jail. And I don't want to talk too crazy about it, because I know a lot of brothers that is behind the walls and that went behind the walls and have adopted that. But they say if you scared, go to church, man. But you know, if you scared, you gonna go to Islam in jail. If you scared, you ain't gonna be scared and go to church. You're gonna be scared and go to Islam in jail. Like I know y'all heard the rap song before. I forgot who came with that song. If you scared, go to church. But yeah, niggas go to jail and turn Islam, then come out to get back to the same exact things that they was doing before they went in there, and they probably doing it worse, man. You turn Islam and you go straight back to jail. You straight back selling dope. You straight back. You see them brothers in O Block. Them brothers had the what's it called, the jihad. Them brothers is praying on the mats and shit. And half of them brothers you seen praying with Lil Durk, half of them niggas is dead, man. Going back living the same lies. Come, Salaki, sir.
Oh no. Heavy point. And how you say, you know, if you're scared, go to church. You understand? That was a song back then from Lil Jon and East Side Boys.
Oh, good night.
You understand? If you're scared, go to church. You understand? How you said, you know, when brothers go to jail, now they become Muslim because they're scared as well. You understand? And essentially they're trying to survive. Right. You understand? They're trying to survive. So now being a Muslim, joining Islam is the game. Is the game to be a part of. You understand? So that you can have protection. You understand? And then when you come out from jail, you understand? Like if you are like that black Muslim, you understand? I was told that you will still sell drugs, but you just would not sell them to another black Muslim.
Come on, Adawan. Yes, sir. Come
You
on,
would
sir.
sell to a black Muslim.
That is crazy work.
Crazy work.
That is crazy
Crazy work.
Come on. Yes, sir. Now you just said that. You just said it. And I think I ain't even gonna lie. I think in Menace to Society, I forget. I think O-Dog was supposed to play Pac, and Pac said he would not play that role because he didn't believe. I think they was trying to make like I might be butchering it. I think O-Dog was supposed to be a Muslim, or was supposed to be a Muslim in there that was gang banging or whatever. Pac said he wasn't gonna play it because if you're a true Muslim, you're not supposed to gang bang. You ain't supposed to sell dope. But I mean, I can't tell. Like everybody, like a lot of brothers I know, they out here and doing all it. Kevin Gates, nigga, rapping about this shit, man. Not only, I mean, it's bad to do it, but it's even worse to sell it and to glorify it and to promote it. Like that is crazy. Like, I mean, even if you ain't doing it, you promoting it into where you got the influence to where it can really touch a lot of people or whatever. That's even worse than that. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's even worse. It's just as bad doing it, and that's who you are. That's who you're identifying as. But it's bad to be promoting it, and it's bad to be selling it. And you can influence a lot of young brothers or whatever, because now they think, oh damn, Kevin Gates, goddamn, he look cool.
Right.
He's smooth. Kevin Gates, he seemed like a he seemed like a solid brother. He Muslim, I could be just like him, but he glorifying and promoting everything else that everybody else is doing out here, man. It's like, where is the line drawn, and where is that level of morality that we're supposed to have? Where's the compass? Where's the ethics that's supposed to go along with Islam? I thought Islam was y'all truth, but the book says something totally different than how y'all living. Unfortunately, Shalaki, sir. Oh, the book says something totally different than how y'all moving out here. Like y'all moving wacky out here. Like I don't niggas up north say y'all moving out of there. Like niggas is about it. Nah, because y'all crazy. Nah, like it's crazy because I got a lot of partners too, and a lot of my partners, like when they go behind the walls, like I ain't turned Muslim for protection. Like it wasn't for protection. I was already Muslim before I went in there. Really, you want to claim that you're Muslim because if you claim that you're Muslim, when you go behind the wall, they're not gonna feed you the regular diet that they feed everybody else. Because and same thing, you could say that you are Jewish and they won't feed you the same diet, which is crazy. I didn't know it. I know for sure up north prisons, they're not gonna feed you the same diet that they feed you, that they feed everybody else because it goes against like your beliefs. And it's kind of strange, like how I'm not sure if it goes like that out here, but I know up north for sure. Brothers be like, I ain't turned Muslim in jail for protection. I turned it because of the diet and all that. All right, cool. No, I got you. Because I know like they might have been claiming Muslim before then. But yeah, brothers, like when they do go get locked or whatever, brothers will turn Muslim for protection, man. And like, yeah, that's not the way to go, man. You going into the way of a lie, you're going into the way of the heathen, you're going into the way of a whole nother culture just for protection that you could be having if you was following these laws, statutes, and commandments in these scriptures. You would need protection. The Most High will protect you. The Most High will fight your battles, man. If we could just get back to our true identity, you wouldn't have to perpetrate out here a stinking Arabs culture to be protected, you know. And it's unfortunate, man, because we got a lot of influences pushing our people into the wrong direction. We got a lot of our influences pushing our people into the left way when we could just be following the right way, man. We could be following our true culture. We could be following our true heritage, man. Right. And it's unfortunate, man, because, man, a lot of these, and it's a lot of rappers too, man. And a lot of rappers, the rap industry is ran by the Jewish, man, the fake Jew. And a lot of most of the rapper, I done seen more Muslim rappers than I done seen Israelite rappers for sure. You ain't gonna see no Israelite rapper. The hell no. The Jewish man is running the hip hop game, and he gonna let you claim who you. Absolutely not. You gonna be anti-Semite. But come on, yes sir.
And it's a lot of very, very heavy points that you're bringing out. And if we could just bring out a scripture. Yes, to show about how, you know, you talked about like the protection. You understand, like joining another religion, joining another culture, another ideology, just for protection. And just to survive.
Yes, sir.
If we could, you've heard this one before. Can we go to Jeremiah 2:33?
Con out of one con. Heavy. 20 I could, Baba Shah. Jeremiah 2:33.
Con, sir.
Con.
How do you read that?
Con. Got the mic.
If we could, let's read Jeremiah
Yes, sir.
chapter 2, verse 33.
Con, sir. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Why trimmest thou ways to seek love? You understand? Like even in this context, how we're talking about, you understand, our people joining other nations, you understand, not just to seek love, but also for survival. For survival, you understand? Like you're going to trim your ways. You're going to cut off what you have known before.
Compromise.
You understand? You're going to very good. You're going to compromise. You're going to compromise to seek love. Compromise to seek survivorship.
Yes, sir.
You understand? Keep going.
Con. Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
Imagine that. So now after you did all that in order to survive, you understand? You sold yourself out. You compromise. Now guess what you do? You teach others the same lifestyle. You teach others the same ideology. That is why.
Excellent.
That's why Islam is so prevalent now in the Black community.
Yes, sir.
Because so many people had to compromise. They felt that they had to compromise, and they taught everybody
Yes,
else.
sir. That's heavy right there, sir.
They taught their other people the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's what's so special about about being an Israelite, especially the ISUPK.
Yes, sir.
Is that who we teach? We teach our people to not trim your ways to seek love. Because why? Because the love that you're seeking is not real love. The love you're seeking is not respect.
Yes, sir.
The love you're seeking is not salvation. Essentially, the love you're speaking is jealousy and it's oppression.
Good night. Yes, sir.
You understand? Like how when we talk to our brothers, you know, saying on the job, you understand? Hey, and you have to trim your beard. You understand?
Okay.
Why? Because essentially you're doing that, but you know what I'm saying, that they're trying to take your manhood away. But that is under oppression.
Yes, sir.
It's under oppression, you understand?
Okay.
Even like when we mentioned our celebrities, these rappers, you understand? But now they want to be Muslim. Some of them they want to be they want to be flamingos and lollipops. Guess what they're doing? They're trimming their ways to seek love. You understand?
The flamingos.
That's what they're doing.
The facts.
Please, huh? Absolutely, the Christian church does the very same thing. And so when you also, it's like when you mention like, you know, saying where is the moral compass? You know, saying where is the line drawn? There is no line.
No, sir.
There's no line when it comes to Muslim. When it comes to Islam, there's no line when it comes to Christianity. And saying that's why it's saying we essentially say that the people who claim to be Islam, the brothers who claim to be Muslims, they're still Christian.
Ooh,
they're still Christian.
Nice.
You understand? Because they'll tell you, oh yeah, the white man is the devil, and they're celebrating Christmas. They'll tell you, oh man, the white man, I can't do that. I can't read those black letters on the white page, and then they're smoking white cigarettes.
Yo, that's crazy.
You see,
it's crazy.
There's no line drawn. They're all the same. And guess why? Because they all come from oppressors. But being an Israelite, that is something that you're born into. That comes from the Most High God. That's what's so special about it. And that's why also our oppressors try to keep us from that. You understand? When you mention, you could be called anything except for a child of God.
Right. Crazy.
You understand? Because there is power in that. There is prominence in that. And essentially, there is heritage and there's the covenant. And there is rulership in that.
Yes, sir.
And our oppressor is trying to keep you away from all of that. And saying that's why, you know, the drug dealing, the alternative lifestyle, these other religions are always pressed on us because they're keeping us from our most high power.
Yes, sir. Out of one heavy point. Let's get at it. Let's get at a hand right there. It's super heavy point right there. It's almost like Islam, they'll draw the line at pork. That's about it. They ain't gonna eat no pork, goddamn. But everything else, free game. Everything else is a green light. Or they'll draw the line at, that's about it. It's crazy. They say the white man's the devil, but they what you call? They put all that chemicals in their hair to straighten it up and shit to make it look straight like the white man, but the white man's the devil.
Right.
Nah, man. Nah, that ain't quite it, man. And it's crazy too, man, because the NOI and the FOI, they totally different Muslims than the other Muslims. And that's why the other Muslims really don't deal with the NOI and the FOI. It's like a totally different thing. The NOI and the FOI, they feel like Farrakhan is Christ. They feel like he is like the new Salaki, which so NOI is the nation of Islam. FOI is the fruit of Islam. Yeah, that's crazy work, ain't it? But not the fruit of Islam.
So real quick. So what you're saying is that Islam has different denominations.
Yo. And I ain't gonna lie. So like
has different denominations. Well, what? So you're a Muslim. What are you? Oh, I'm Nation of Islam. Oh no, I'm Fruit of Islam. Doesn't Christianity have different denominations?
It's the same Christianity.
It's only the same God, just a different perspective.
Yes, sir. The water for that.
Again, they're all the same. Yeah, and it was we have the Sunni.
Yep.
And
those are the super traditional Islam. Exactly. Those are the ones that like the ones over there in Saudi Arabia, Mecca. Those are ones who sisters be wearing the red dots. That's Indian. That's Punjabi. The Punjabi, that's Hinduism. Yeah. But no. I mean, that's close. They super closely associated. Now they live super close. Saudi Arabia and in India is super like that. Yeah, but the Punjabis, they believe in like 1,000 gods and shit. But like the Sunni and the Shias, those are ones who they sisters be looking like ninjas or whatever. The whole concept, no, Salaki. I mean, not Salaki, but the whole concept of women being chaste and women dressing in modesty, it comes from Israel. It comes from us. Women dressing modestly. They just took it to a whole different level. It's like they learned something, and it's like they thought that they was upgrading, and they thought they was taking it to another level, but they bastardized it, and that's why you can't see their sisters' faces and stuff, and they feel like they're super holy. Like,
indeed, and it's like just real quick, since you mentioned that, did you hear recently that there was an Arab woman who went viral? She went viral because she was dancing on TikTok. She dancing on TikTok, showing her face, showing her hair, and normally she wears the hijab.
I've been seeing that a lot lately.
Yeah, and here's the thing: I asked brothers, "Yo, did you hear about that?" And the brothers was suddenly they knew, like, "Oh yeah." And guess what happened? She got beat up by her family. She was beat up, and you know what they said? I'm not surprised. They knew about it because they know how those cultures work, but at the same time, they don't practice it. Because they know that they're not like that.
Yes, sir.
That is not them. And how you say like they take it to another level. They beat her like half to death. And she is online. Her face is all swollen and bruised. And you know what that family, the reason why they did that, because they're trying to protect their reputation. They're trying to protect their reputation as a family, but also that is how their God feels as well. Their women are supposed to be covered. They're not supposed to be showing off to the whole world.
Come on, sir. Come on.
Salaki
too. I'm gonna let you go too. But in their Quran, it says it's okay to beat up women. Right. It's okay. Lightly. Like it says that's okay.
It does.
That's how you know Islam is a lie, man. Islam is idol worship. It's a lie. Muhammad's a liar. Allah, the name of y'all God means power. Y'all God ain't even got a name. So that's a whole nother, but Islam is a lie. It says that you could beat up women, but they're supposed to be holy. They're supposed to be the truth. It says that you can do all these different type of terrible things, but they claim to be a holy religion or a religion of truth. But what you got? I don't want Salaki.
Salaki, if I may. I hear what Adawan talking about, but I want to even give more of a perspective of what the world sees for Islam. Like, I feel like that person that did that, I'm assuming was in the United States. Right. They would usually be somewhere where that is not allowed by law, right? To unalive the woman for whatever reason,
Okay,
blah
smoke
blah
your
blah.
boots.
But right
Naked,
now,
smoking.
right now, say again.
I thought it was out of the U.S. you're allowed to.
Well, it depends on where it is.
He's
If
saying they
if
will
you're
smoke you for
ruled
doing
by
that.
what's the law? It's the Sharia law.
Okay,
Sharia law.
Yeah.
Sharia.
Come
Sharia law, like the Saudi Arabians. There's right now they're talking about this Saudi shouty that got unalive.
Saudi shouty.
Yeah, she shouty took her little hijab off and was walking down the street. They was not
Good luck.
having it.
Good night.
They took her in custody. She ain't make it out.
All
right, she ain't make it out.
And that's legal.
That's 100%.
That's what they believe in.
So the fact that she
stone
got,
you. Well,
and then understand that it is within the bounds of their law, that if she's going to be unalived over here where Sharia law is taking place, but over here we just beat her a little bit. You know what I mean? We just lump
She got let off lightly.
You know what I mean? She got that's a light
She
thing.
was blessed.
We showed mercy.
Yeah.
That was a little bit. She just got a little bit because essentially they would off you for that.
Yeah, come on.
You
Nah,
see
you
what I'm
right.
saying?
I ain't even thinking.
If
Yeah, you're right.
if they ruled, if they were in rulership and they had their way, she would be off.
Come on.
We would take her in custody. She won't make it
I
out.
didn't even think about that. Yeah.
But over here, it's like we can't off shot. But we can lump up and keep her in the house for a few days. The lump go away and then nobody say nothing. You know what I mean?
Somebody found out though.
Somebody, I mean, but
they keep
who
now, but I get what
indicted
you're saying.
them?
Yeah.
But who indicted them? You see what I'm saying? They still cool. Everything is still on the up and up. Still alive.
Now, come on. The caveat to that as well is that the Muslim woman that did that over here, she probably did that over here knowing that she wasn't going to get unalived, that she wasn't going to catch the full brunt of what her religion, which is Islam, was going to. She knew that she wouldn't die from it. She knew it would have been bad, but she thinking that since she's over here, we're in a Christian country. They're not going to kill me because of that, because it's Christian. But man, that just takes us all the way back to the moral of the story, man. The moral of the story is that Islam is not it. Islam is a lie. They think that they can unalive you for certain laws that the religion of Islam believes in. They think they can still unalive you when that all right, so they think they can still unalive you for the Islam laws when those Islam laws they feel like it came from, well, they don't feel like, they got it from the principles of Israel. They got it from the principles of the Israelite laws or whatever, and they think they could still stone you when we ain't stoning no more, man. We ain't unaliving our sisters. We're not stoning people. We're not beating up our sisters, man. And yeah, that's it. Slaggy, sir, what you got?
No, Slag, a very heavy point that you and Adewanium have been bringing up. We have to understand that there is no difference, no your side, my side, our side, and everything to it. That's how we brought out, Christianity has all these different denominations. The Islamic faith has all these different denominations. But we have to understand, our scriptures and how, the Lord has done it for us. So, if I may, the book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 4. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. Verse 5.
one Lord, one faith, one baptism.
That's
And
right.
So it's like you can't sit up here and be like, okay, this is what you believe, this is what I believe. There can only be one. You know what I'm saying? It was called to be one body. So that's the whole thing. You know, people trying to go out to all these extra, you know what I'm saying? You can't even call it the extremities. You know what I'm saying? You got extremities in that one body. You know what I'm saying? They straight jumping out the soul. You know what I'm saying? They jump into a whole other body. They don't want to be in this body. They don't want to be connected to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you know just straight off the jump, anytime, you know what I'm saying, you can recognize that evil is that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you're not talking what I'm talking, you don't agree what I want to agree, you ain't with me.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? Right. It is no FOI, NOI, it is no Baptist, what was the AME methodological
IUIC.
IUIC,
CMS.
you know what I'm saying? You know, Southern Thunder, you know what I'm saying? All of that. One home the truth, and that's ISUPK.
That's right.
1969 on the Command Junior High. So
because it all stems from somewhere. It stems from the foundation, man. And there is too many chiefs, man. It's too much private going on. Right. Too much private interpretations. We need to find that. It ain't no private interpretations. It's too much of that, man. Everybody got their private understanding, or everybody has their own understanding, and they think that everybody, I don't know, everybody's coming up with their own understanding of the scriptures, man, and that's what it is. Too much of that going on, and that's where you get these different breakoffs. That's where you get these different denominations. That's where you get these different Islamic groups or whatever, because everybody wants to be a chief. Everybody wants to be in charge. Everybody wants to be running the show. And that's what's wrong with our people as a whole, man. That's why when Moses came along, he had them Israelites that was dancing around that calf and shit. That's where we got the Levites from. They had to unalive them brothers because they wanted to be in charge because they didn't have a leader. Everybody wants to be a leader, man. And that's what the problem is, man. It's pride and ego.
Right.
Pride and ego is what caused these different denominations or these different groups, these different sects. Pride and ego is what caused Islam to come about. Pride and ego is what caused Hagar and Ishmael to laugh at Isaac and mock Sarah. Pride and ego, because they wanted to be he was the first child, he wanted to be in charge. He wanted to be the chief or whatever. And that's where it all starts from, man. That's why the Most High hates pride. He hates ego, man. Ego comes from pride. Ego is a child of pride, man. And if we could just all humble ourselves, man, if we could all have humility, and if we could all come under order, rank in order, we all can, follow the lead, and we all can. What's the scripture that says that when you think that you should be a teacher, that's when you should be taught? Right. Everybody think they should be teaching, but that's when they should be taught, man. And like I always try and learn. My grandfather was a wise brother, man. He said you can learn something from a baby. And what I learned from that was that you always need to be learning. You always need to be picking up. And you don't ever know too much, man, because a baby can teach you something. And we all should be being taught, man, by the actual priests and prophets of the Most High, man. And Yahweh Shah, man, for Commander General Yohana and the UPK for bringing the truth to our people since 1969, man, to even begin the truth of who we are, to begin the truth of our identity, to begin the truth of our culture, and to begin the true breakdowns, man, of these prophecies, the true breakdowns of these scriptures, man. Because you wouldn't have an IUIC, you wouldn't have Sakari, you wouldn't have these clowns if it wasn't, for the true priests and prophets, man, giving the breakdowns, man.
Right.
So, man, with that being said, man, it's a lot more. I wanted to read more into that from Babylon to Timbuktu because it breaks down also, man. I know we broke down where Muhammad came from. We broke down how we got his foundational principles of Islam, and it breaks down a lot more, man. There's a few more pages in there, man, but maybe we can read that another time.
I don't want to
bring
the precept you just spoke of.
Oh, yeah, come on.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
Man, we got to learn the first thing. We got to learn the milk. Someone needs to teach us the milk, like not the meat, not the deep stuff. Somebody needs to teach us like the foundation, man. That's why I try, man. I watch these classes over. I watch brothers' classes, the Adonai's classes over and over again, so I can get the principles of the oracles of the Most High.
And are become such as have need of milk.
Damn, there it is.
And not of strong meat.
Good one. Yeah, man. Babies need milk, man. Babies need that breast milk, man. Ain't got no teeth to chew on the meat. Like a baby couldn't even digest meat properly before it gets to teeth. Like the reason when teeth comes, that's when the stomach grows like mature enough for it even to be able to withstand meat. So like not only can you not chew the meat, your stomach isn't even ready for the meat. So that's why we need to be on the milk, or we need to be taught the milk or whatever, man. The scripture's deep as hell, man. Super deep or whatever, man. But yeah, what you got?
It's like not to retract too far back, but I want to add on to what Officer Hadar was saying earlier when he was saying Islam and Christianity is pretty much the same thing. I want to draw a parallel because back when we was in the transatlantic slave trade, we was in chains. They gave us the slave Bible. Now that we're in prison cells and chains, they give you the Quran. So same thing.
Damn, it ain't no better than the slave Bible. It's the baby Bible, man. They give you bits and pieces, man. Yo, get out of here right there, man. That was heavy right there. That was super. Salaki, man. Not ugly, man. But no, that's deep though, man. Like we got the slave Bible in slavery. Now we basically get a glorified slave Bible now that we free and we're mentally in chains, mentally enslaved. We're getting bits and pieces of the whole Bible, which is crazy. That's heavy. Appreciate that. Big appreciate that, man. But yeah, with that being said, man, we gonna wrap it up, man. That was some heavy points, man. Appreciate Adonai, appreciate y'all brothers, man, with the heavy points, man. And you know, there's a good build right here. Hopefully on the next one we can get more into that source, man, from Babylon to Timbuktu, man. Y'all check that out, man. Y'all go and get that book. You can find it on Amazon. And like I gotta keep on harping because I know I'll be hearing a lot of my brothers. The reason why I keep on saying it, a lot of my brothers, they say, damn, man, it's the reading part, man. Get you an app on your phone that reads books for you and just listen to it, man. If you ain't got time to read it, get you that app. You can be listening to it while you're doing whatever you're doing. You can be listening to it while you're working. You can be listening to it while you're driving, while you're in motion. But if you can't get it in one way, get it in another way. But just make sure that you get it. Right. So yeah, once again, man, check out this book. It's a good one, man. It got a lot of good information in there, man. This is our secondary source for today, man. Always our primary source is the Holy Bible, man. The Holy Bible is how we can prove who we are. Blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics, man. And with that being said, I'm gonna pass the class over to the mighty priest and prophet, Officer Hadar.
Right.
Shalom, Israel. These are the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, start out of 1 West, Huntsville, Fifth Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only and hit the shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, come from the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and also the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, which means 10 in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, fruitful offering for priests, not mandatory. Most of the amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocations will be the Feast of Dedication or the Feast of High Hanukkah. Feast of High Hanukkah taking place December 14th. December 14th. That's Sunday. Sundown, you understand? Right? And reminder for all Akim and Off-Wop, you're sent to check the bulletin board and the calendar in the back for more details. And for any brother who wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. As boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and war scars. So with that, we'll give a courteous salute. In Israel, Amadu means to stand. In Israel, Amon Shabbat. Amadu. Rock. Yahweh Shem. What we just said in the Hebrew to English, may the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Got your Matah, hands down. Sar, we'll give a courteous salute for the sisters. So, Sar, sisters, I macho, means to stand. In Israel, macho Shabbat, I macho, Barak, Yahweh Shema Atah Hashem Yahshai. We'll just say it in Hebrew to English. May the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Yahweh Matah, hands down, class dismissed.